Okay, 8th graders, on this pajama day, we're going to start with chapter 5, lesson 5.1. We're going to be doing a lot more graphing in this chapter, okay? So the first lesson is just being able to read line graphs and looking for things about line graphs as to what they mean in the real world, okay? So when you're looking at a line graph, many times something is happening over time. That's one of the most common ways of using a line graph, is to show what's happening over time. Okay? So you'll want to look for that when you're looking at a line graph. What is happening over time? You'll look at the slope of the line. Is it going up to the right or down to the right? Okay? When you're reading a graph, just like when you're reading a book, you would want to read it going to the right, okay? And so if the line is going up as it's moving to the right, that's called a positive slope. It means something is increasing over time. Or if it's going down to the right, then it's called a negative slope, or a negative correlation. If it's really steep, it shows a fast change. If it is a gradual slope, that's showing a slower change. And then you can see a straight line. You might see a straight line on a graph. A straight line shows either no change as time is going on, okay, or that's called a zero slope, or an immediate change as time is going on, okay, or nothing is happening as time is going on. Oh no, that's the zero slope, I'm sorry. An immediate change. That's with a vertical line. You might see a vertical line in that case. Okay? So, take a look at your book. And it shows some examples on page 252. It shows, for example, altitude over time as showing a graph of a trip to London. Alright, so what does altitude mean?
The height.
The height of the what?
Plane.
The height of the plane. Over time. Altitude over time. And so it goes up quickly, and then it levels off, and then it goes down, right? It's a basic line, okay? And so what you're going to be doing is looking at lines like this, and look at the two things that are being compared, and then labeling those sections of graph, okay? Turn to page 254. Number 1, what are the two things being compared? Really?
Can I borrow a ruler?
No.
Why not? I need to write the graph.
What is the two things that are being compared?
Number 1,
Yeah.
heart rate and time while
Right.
exercising.
Right. Heart rate.
So your heart rate is going up, and then it's staying the same, and then it's going very drastically up, and then it's going kind of down a little bit, and then it's staying the same.
Yep. So it's the heart rate over time, and that's how you read that. Heart rate over time. Okay. And so it starts. Why doesn't it start here?
Because your heart rate is already up. Because
Good.
if your heart rate was 0, you'd be dead.
Correct. Right? If it was 0 beats per minute, then it would be stopped, right? So that's why it starts up here. And why does it do this? What does that show?
Because it's kind of
Isaac.
the heart rate is accelerating for
Yep.
a minute.
Yep, it's accelerating as your exercise increases, right? Then, what does this flat part show?
It's staying the same.
It stays the same because you're keeping the same motion at a low pace.
Okay, yep. And then it goes up and then down like this. It's down a little bit farther than it was before.
You're cooling off. You're
Yeah.
slowing down.
Yep. So it immediately started going up. Maybe if you're running and you start running up a hill, this shows the heart rate increasing, and then as you're running down a hill, it's actually leveling off, and it's much easier to go downhill than it is uphill, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So even though it looks like a hill, it could be a hill. It could be doing something like that, and then it levels off again. And it doesn't go all the way down, does it?
Nope.
Nope. It just continues to go like that. Okay? So exercise, the heart rate. So that's an example. Look at this one. The second one.
Okay.
What is this comparing?
Checking account and your the balance of your checking account over time.
Raise
Yeah,
your
bank
hand,
account.
Billy.
Over time.
4 people in class.
Okay?
It's
So-
actually bank account where you put that as balance.
Oh, it's a balance, yeah. Bank account balance.
I said balance.
I'm correcting where
Alright.
you put.
So the balance is the amount of money in an account. It's called the balance of the account. All right? And it goes flat and then it goes up, straight up. What does that refer to? What is this part refer to? Why does it go straight up all of a sudden?
Isn't it like a
What's that called?
No.
So the D.
S-
Did the amount of money
steep
go
slope.
up?
Steep slope.
Yeah, it's a steep slope. Did the amount of money go up in this case? Why? What does it show? An immediate change. And then the money is going into the account, right? Because the account balance is increased. That's called a deposit.
It's going
A
up.
deposit.
Putting money in the bank.
Yes, putting money into the bank.
Now we're talking
And it's an
about-
immediate change, isn't it? And then it stays the same for a while,
And then you take some
and
money
then
out.
you take some money out. Maybe you buy something, and it comes out of your account,
That's a lot of money to buy.
okay?
And
The
that's called-
amount that you took out was a little bit more than the amount that you put in, right? What is this called when it goes down? What is that part called?
Gradual slope.
No, this is an immediate change.
It's
Isn't
called,
it? But in terms of money, if it's
A
coming
slow
out of the
change.
account,
No, I'm trying
it
to
starts
think
with a
what it is.
W.
What's this
Oh, it's right
gradual?
up
I
to my
think
tongue. Oh my
like,
goodness. What is
like
it?
for gradual slope, gradual.
It starts with a
It
W?
seems like
Yep.
gradual sounds like
Well,
big.
Well,
But then it
withdrawal.
says a slow
a withdrawal.
Yay.
W-R-A-W-L. A withdrawal.
Yay, me.
All right. So whether it is
You didn't put it
spending money, or it is maybe you're paying something off, a payment to something. That's a withdrawal from the account. There's a deposit which increases the amount, and withdrawal that decreases the amount. Okay? All right. So, you're going to read those graphs, and you're going to draw some graphs for tomorrow. And I want you to do 1 through 10. Okay?
10 graphs.
1 through 10. Yep, 10 graphs.